So over the last few years, the obnoxious, bratty Rachel Zegler, who was casted in the live-action Snow White remake, has continuously made the rounds on the internet because of the terrible press she's been bringing for the movie and for Disney as a whole, basically making it very clear how much she hated the original Snow White because the prince saved her and that's toxic masculinity, and no, Snow White, who is a strong, independent woman, doesn't need a man.
You know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
The cartoon was made 85 years ago. Therefore, it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
And then for her politics.
Vote for Kamala Harris. And it's actually non-negotiable. Go vote blue. And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business. Thanks.
And then when Trump won the election said, I hope Trump supporters know no peace. I mean, shout out to her because she was the subject of my first YouTube video that topped 1,000 views back in August 2023. Well, she has emerged once again because on March 12th, the movie premiered in Spain, where she sang some of the soundtrack in front of a crowd and did the whole photo shoot shebang. However, it was much more scaled back than expected. As TMZ reported, Rachel made her grand entrance at the Spanish premiere Wednesday, but it still wasn't quite the red carpet she might have imagined. Instead, it was scaled down in a remote castle in Madrid, followed by a picture of her hugging a fan. Which I think would have been all well and good if the intent was purely to make it more intimate. You know, kind of like those wedding receptions that are a little smaller, and sometimes the advantage is that the bride and groom can actually go out of their way to talk to you and all the other guests. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like that was the reason. Because on top of the Madrid premiere being more intimate, Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, was not in attendance, as Gal Gadot, being Israeli, has shown her support for her people amidst the Hamas attacks. And she even served in the IDF. And even won an ADL Leadership Award for fighting anti-Semitism and bigotry.
Thank you for this incredible recognition, and an enormous thank you to the ADL. My name is Gal. I'm a mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter. I am proud to be an Israeli, and I am proud to be Jewish. But this is a time when many of us in the Jewish community have had to find our voice and confront the hatred against us, even if it's extremely uncomfortable. And never did I imagine that on the streets of the United States and different cities around the world, we would see people not condemning Hamas, but celebrating, justifying, and cheering on a massacre of Jews. But we should feel safer knowing that the ADL has our backs. So thank you, ADL, for the work that you do for all of us. And that's what I'm doing. No way I need it. It really is me standing in front of you today, saying simply that my name is Gal and I'm Jewish, and we have had enough of Jew hatred.
Which has led to not only pro-Palestinian groups calling to boycott the film, but apparently also causing problems with Rachel, who's very pro-Palestine. Which I don't want to get too deep into the Palestine-Israel conflict right now, but I don't know, you're kind of proving Gal Gadot right. If you're going to boycott over the fact that she voices that she's scared because people are sympathizing with Hamas and normalizing Jew hatred. And it's kind of funny to me because on one hand, you have Gal Gadot pissing off the woke people, and at the same time, you have Rachel pissing off Trump supporters, so it's like they're garnering hate from both sides. Now keep in mind Gal Gadot was also guilty to an extent of wokeifying Snow White by participating in the whole, this is going to be a girl boss movie.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
It's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she.
But on the aggregate, I do think that Rachel has been more responsible for the damage brought, especially because outside of her press tour, she does appear to weaponize her rhetoric against people she disagrees with. And Gal Gadot is certainly no perfect angel. I've criticized her, for example, for her quarantine cringe version of Imagine Kumbaya, we're all in this together crap. But in this situation, not only do I think that Rachel has done more to kill the film, and it does make me wonder with all the demonizing that Rachel has done for her Trump supporters, was Rachel doing that behind the scenes to Gal over her support for Israel? And was Gal just going along with Rachel crapping on the original film to not piss her off? I mean, it used to seem like these girls were friends, but it seems that the tension got so bad between them that as people were quick to notice, they didn't even look at each other at the Oscars.
Please welcome Rachel Zegler and Gadot.
As Ollie London put it, Snow White actress Rachel Zegler does bizarre walk while walking on stage at the Oscars alongside her co-star Gal Gadot. Which to me, that unnecessary swaying seemed to be like, I'm so much better than you, whereas Gal is just walking with grace in my opinion.
Visual effects push the boundaries of what we see on screen.
Their work makes the impossible seem possible.
With breathtaking ambition, they create magic that wraps its arms around our wildest imaginations.
Here are the nominees for Best Visual Effects.
Yeah, I mean, clearly there's tension there. They're barely looking at each other. I mean, at least compared to others when they present Oscars with one another, there's some fun chemistry that should be happening. But with Rachel and Gal, there's none. All this to say, Disney executives seem to be doing damage control, as Disney canceled Snow White's UK premiere. And as for Hollywood's premiere of Snow White, there also won't be a robust red carpet like there usually is. And though Rachel and Gal are both expected to be there, it will not include dozens of media outlets usually invited to interview the cast. Instead, coverage will be limited to photographers and a house crew. I mean, you would think that with the remake of one of the OG, most iconic Disney films in history, it would be a big deal. I mean, for any premiere in general, it's sometimes the most over-the-top event, especially with all the fanfare. But hey, when your official trailer has a 54,000 to 1.5 million like to dislike ratio, which is less than 5%, you know you don't have a whole lot of fans. And a lot of this could have been avoided if Rachel Zegler had just learned one simple concept, which is read the room. But guys, I want to thank you all for watching this video as always, and if you appreciated my commentary, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, hopefully I've earned a subscription. Here's some more videos for you to watch in the meantime. Until next time, peace out.